Welcome back to the village. In this video, we're going to be talking about why players don't press Q. I'll be breaking down the perfect play syndrome, tempo, tracking enemy ults, and the most important one, pressing Q. So without further ado, let's get it in. Perfect play syndrome. Yes, there is such a thing called perfect plays. You can make that happen. But holding your ult for the all dynamic, I'm gonna save the world. They're gonna praise me so much. Oh my gosh, I'm about to have so many friends after I do this. It's ridiculous. There is a lot of times where the game is lost because someone was holding ult way too long. If you're playing Luna and you only get one ult that whole round and then you don't use it, you are the sole reason. I don't care how many finals you got. You are the sole reason they lost. Why? Because the enemy team is going to be using their Luna ult or the Cloak ult, and that is definitely going to hamper what you're trying to do and what your teammates are trying to do. So use that Q. There's no reason to hold it for so long. I've seen it way too many times. I've lost games. I've communicated with, I had a game the other day with the Rocket, and I said, Rocket, throw your amp down. Rocket waited till we all got wiped. Went into the second fight, lost that fight, and then he still didn't use ult. So I was just like, oh my, at that point, you can only think EOMM agent. You know, there's only so much you can do when you're playing a 5v6. And in my opinion, like I tell folks when they come by the stream, I tell them that strategist is the most important role, because you can tank all you want. You can be a great tank, but if you're not getting them heals, you can DPS. Yeah, the health packs are nice, but if the other team has better healers, bro, and nothing is dying because your healers can't help you survive, it's going to be rough. You know, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. But you have to be able to use your ult. Use that ult. And to give you an example of using that ult, right? Let's say the enemy Cloak hits the us against the world, right? She's trying to push the cart, make some space for her team. You're the Cloak. You have your ult. You want to wait about 2-3 seconds, depending on what's going on. If they're just regrouping and then that's the push, wait about 2-3 seconds. So that way, when you us against the world, now you're going to have the better advantage because her ult's going to go way faster than your ult, and that puts your team ahead. That's an example of a perfect play. A perfect play doesn't have to be super dynamic, like I said, an Iron Man wiping 6 people out. No, a perfect play is countering the enemy, putting your team in a better position to win the tempo. And that brings me to my next topic. Tempo is so important because we all know if you control the tempo, you control the game. You have a better chance of winning. An example of tempo is 6v6 happening. It's lasting quite a bit. No one's got the point like that, like the video that's like going around the internet right now of that long battle with the pros. You have a DPS that hits their backline. They knock out a healer. Boom. Now it's a 6v5. This would be a perfect time for you to use your ult, because now they're down a healer, and that will put you ahead, raising the tempo, ensuring you win that fight. Now it also can get a little tricky, and this is why you want to be paying attention to what is going on during that tempo push fight, because there's plenty of cases, and I know you guys have seen it, where the 6v5 is happening. Your team is winning really well. People are getting wiped really fast. So there is no need for the ult to be dropped down. And so now the fight's over and you just us against the world. That it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, and it's so disheartening too, because we just got that point. Now you use that. Their team is coming back with the us against the world. We have nothing for it. And that's why I say it can get a little tricky, because you want to hold your ult for something like a Star-Lord ult or a Cloak ult, something like that. I keep bringing up Cloak, as you can see, because that is the one character that is always not pressing Q or using it the wrong time. Not all Cloaks, of course. Cloak is great. Cloak players are great, but a lot of them are rough. Back to what I was saying. You want to make sure that you are using your ult with a purpose, right? I'm not just saying press Q to press Q. There has to be some significance for it, whether it's pushing the tempo or keeping your team alive. And I know I spoke about holding your ults for certain other ults, like Cloak and Dagger ult for the Star-Lord ult. That's called tracking the enemy ults. You're tracking the enemy ults. It's a high level. It's a high level awareness that you develop over time in watching better players play, because you'll hear the comms, oh, Strange is about to ult. So the team is ready to either hit him with a White Fox ability, thing's gonna ult to stun him before he does his ult. You got many different ways to counter other ults. Sometimes you can counter ults without even using the ult. Take Strange, for instance. He's going to hit you with the Agamotto. Boom. Now you frozen with Luna. You just stop that ult because you are tracking it. There are certain ways that certain players move when they're about to ult, like especially Strange. That's why I use them. It's a very obvious way. You haven't seen this man float in the air for the whole 3 minutes of battle. All of a sudden, he's just jumping in the air, coming towards you like a madman, or he's flanking. He hasn't flanked the whole game. Now all of a sudden he's flanking. You know, that is the type of awareness you want to have, so that way you can relate to your team. All right, I haven't seen Star-Lord ult. He's waiting. You know, he has a Magneto. Uh-oh, now our Magneto just used their ult to stop the Cloak and Dagger. So you know that the Star-Lord is waiting for his chance to legendary. So you go ahead and hit your us against the world right before he does it, and now you just canceled out his ult. Perfect play. So that's all tracking enemy ults is. It's just knowing who has what. The more you can be aware of what they have, the better you can calm to your team, and the better you can counter or either take them out. Because imagine you know Luna has ult. You let your Hela know, hey, Luna's probably going to ult and change his fight. Hela's now aware, and if they're a good Hela, they're gonna angle themselves to be able to take out that Luna. Luna's out the fight. You're both at 99%. They no longer have a Luna ult, and your comms and that Hela skill just changed the match. That's why it's so important to track enemy ults. But one of the most important things is pressing Q. You have to press Q. I can go over all types of strategies and scenarios, but if you are just hoarding the Q, it is going to just make the game so unpleasant to play. It's going to feel like quick play. You're going to get the enemy team talking about bots. Are you guys real? You guys aren't real. Then your teammates are going to be like, yo, boom. First of all, you already know they go straight for the strategist. You know that all too well. The Daredevil could be out there 2-7, but they're gonna go straight for the strategist. I'm not getting enough heals. So you have to be on point with your Qs. You have to. Your supports are broken. They are broken. There's no game that pumps out this much heals. You know, I'm not even gonna go on a tangent, but you get what I'm saying. Supports are broken. We need you guys. You guys are very valuable to the game, to the match, to winning. It's very, very, very difficult to win a match. Not impossible, but it makes it very difficult to win a match with a bad support. So you have to press that Q. Do not hoard it for the perfect plays. Stop thinking in your head, oh, I'm going to do it for this to make this a perfect play. No, just use it at the appropriate time. That makes the perfect play. Just to recap, we talked about the perfect play, using your ult when you're supposed to, creating the perfect play, not fantasizing about a big team wipe, not fantasizing about being the star player, just using your ult for a good reason. Then we talked about tempo and how your ult can help enhance your team to play better and capitalize on those plays, getting you guys the lead that you need and a good start to win the game. Then we also talked about tracking enemy ults and why it's important to know what's going on the map and knowing who has what, so you can communicate your team so you can counter them with appropriate ults. We spoke about pressing Q. That to me is the most important. And that is the reason for me making this video. You have to use your ability. An ability not used is a fight loss. So if this video has helped you in any way, or you feel like it's going to help others, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to go for YouTube partner this year. We will get it because I'm going to put in the work. So thank you guys for being here, and I'll catch you on the next one.